Now check this out. KEYSCONSTRICTORS. Terrence and Keisha from KEYSCONSTRICTORS. Thank you so much for this awesome shirt. Look at it. Just look at it. Now they've both been super wonderful people in the hobby. So generous and just welcoming to anyone. They are one of a kind, and I highly suggest you check them out. I'll have their YouTube and Instagram linked in the description. Great people. You won't be disappointed. Join their lives. They'll show you love. They're the best. But what I have with me here is a ball python. We're going to talk a little bit about them. But if you're new here, subscribe. Post videos on snakes, typically venomous snakes. But we got an icon right here, the ball python. Now let's talk a little bit about the ball python. This is a species that occurs in Africa. Now they get their name ball python from their tendency, when they get scared and feel threatened, they'll coil up in a ball, even hiding their head. And that is where they get their name ball python. And that's one of the reasons they're very popular in the pet trade, because they'll resort to that ball formation defense instead of biting. So they're very laid back. They also don't get too large. Females get larger than males. And the cool thing about these, they both have, males and females, have spurs, pelvic spurs. You see that right there? Those are remnants of legs, hind legs. Now with evolution, there's always evidence left over. It's like a crime scene. Isn't that amazing? Now with the males, they're typically longer. They use it for gripping the female during mating. Amazing, huh? These are oviparous. Oviparous. Probably pronouncing that wrong as usual, but they're egg layers. Now in the wild, they'll eat mammals, they'll eat birds, lots of mammals, constrictors. But the main thing I want to talk about using this ball python, again, they're very popular in the pet trade because of their calm demeanor. They don't get too large, but there's tons of mutations. So people breed them for many different color patterns: leucistic, albino, piebald, all types, any color you can pretty much think of. But with that, there's also issues. Anytime you're breeding and selecting for these mutations, there can be issues. One of those being with the spider ball python morph, which has neurological issues. Their heads, it's called stargazing, sticking their heads up, wiggling it around. So there are issues with certain morphs. I don't know much at all about morphs, but I do know that this is wild type pattern, or at least similar to this. Y'all tell me. But yeah, another main thing, and the reason I want to talk about the ball python, people pick on them. Pet rock, they call it a pet rock. And I guess they're too basic for some people. But I want to tell you, the most important thing than anything else is changing people's views on snakes. This snake alone, the ball python, not this individual, but just in general, I have converted thousands of people working at my job, bringing ball python out, converted thousands of people, even people that are older and set in their ways. They now at least respect snakes because they got to interact with a ball python. And that to me is the most important thing, reaching people. Not to get them to love them as I love them, as you love them, but to respect them and learn that they're not these creatures that are out to get you like they're made out to be. And what I mean by that is getting them to at least learn enough about them that they don't have to resort to killing them. If they see them out in the wild, they can just leave them alone. All because they got an interaction with this awesome species. But yeah, ball python, iconic, wonderful snake. They don't deserve any hate. But Keys, thank you both. Love y'all so much. Grateful for y'all. Again, subscribe if you're new. Check the links to check Keys Constrictors. I'll have the Instagram again and the YouTube link in the description. But love you all. Be safe. Be kind. I'll be back soon.